Hi, I'm Mia and I have a few new products I want to use today. Also, I know that these products may not seem like a whole lot of new things to use. I do have more, but I have varying color stories happening in all of my purchases, so I feel like these two will go the best together because they're kind of green. One of them, I have a beige eyeliner, I have a coral blush, I have a dark pinky mauve lip product, a bright pink foil, and then just a lip liner. So I also don't want it to turn into a full face of Kaleidos products, so I'm limiting myself. But yeah. But first I'm gonna go with a very light wash of shimmer. This is from Terra Cosmetics. This is one of the single shadow shades in the shade Caron. I don't know where my mirror is, so I do need to find that sooner rather than later. But I'm just gonna do a very light wash. Just that way there's something a little more than just the eyeliner on my eyes. But again, very, very light wash. I know I'm not using a glitter glue, but I don't really care. But this color is very yellow-green reflect based. Again, it is just iridescence, so it's not going to be a full impact look, which is fine. And again, this is entirely what I am going for. I do want the new eyeliner to be the star of the show. But also, obviously, all my Kaleidos stuff from my Black Friday order came in. So I did want to use at least a few things. Especially because I've never used their eyeliners. I have the Moira multi-chrome ones, but not the Kaleidos ones. But this is the Kaleidos Epiphany Glow Melt On Eyeliner in the shade Jackpot Jinx. I swatched it. It's kind of chartreuse, kind of gold. So, figure that shadow would have been good with it. Again, multi-chromes are so funny because it looks like a totally different color on camera than it does in person. And I really should have looked up like an eyeliner shape that I wanted to go with, but I didn't. So we're really just hoping for the best here. But I'm gonna start by doing just a standard rounded inner corner. Oh yeah, it's funny because in real life I hate these kind of colors, but in makeup I love them so much. And I don't know if it's because I have green eyes, so anything kind of funky green I gravitate towards, which is also really funny because I used to hate these kind of tones on me. But you grow as a person as you get older, I guess. I'm also going to do just a quick line across the lids. Like I said, I have no idea what kind of shape I'm going to go with. But yeah, it's Sunday the 14th. I would like it to be known that I did in fact have yesterday off. I didn't do anything makeup wise. I should have. I didn't. It was just one of those days that it was so cold and dreary that I didn't want to get up. And so I didn't, because realistically, who's going to stop me? But I'm going to do a little curve up here. And then I'm going to do my best to flick it out with a little brush, because these are very budge proof. Like, they dry down very quickly and they will not go anywhere. So like, yay for getting my money's worth, but like, it's a little scary sometimes. And I'm just gonna do that again on the other side. If this doesn't end up very even, I guess I can just blame my eyelids for not being even. I don't think anyone's gonna accept that excuse. I won't. But no, it's funny. I was supposed to work yesterday. I had the day off from my regular job. But my brother just started wrestling season. And he's like, oh, there's a competition on Saturday, even though I told him I couldn't do Saturday. So I was gonna have to work the truck. He did not make the varsity team, so he didn't have to go. So I was like, oh my god, if you go today, I'll go next Sunday. I'm not gonna go next Sunday. Mostly because he needs the money more than I do. But I can also be like, oh my god, I got asked to cover a shift at, my full-time job. Oh no, so sorry. And again, this is his only source of income, especially considering the truck will be closed in January, from January to March. So, if he wants money, that's going to be something he has to deal with now. Me, on the other hand, couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Also, I am just kind of doing whatever now. I am going to try to do a little dot at the beginning. Oh shit balls. That didn't work. We're just extending this even more now. It's fine, everything's fine. I do have to say that this glides on like butter. Like, this is the smoothest and creamiest, like, multi-chrome. Again, I've only used one other multi-chrome pencil, really. I might need to get a whole bunch of these because these are so smooth. And I also don't think you can tell what color this is on camera, which is funny because it's very noticeable, like, in person. I might try about putting this in my New York bag just so I can have, like, a little pop of something in my eyes. But honestly, I'm not going too heavy-handed on the eyes today just because I don't want to, if we're going to be really honest. So we're just going to do a little graphic liner, and I'm going to find some lashes, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back with some lashes on. I can't really see because I did fix my lighting a little bit because apparently I have two lights and my camera's in the center. The one here was like considerably fewer clicks down than the other one, so I had to even them out. But it's fine, everything's fine. I know you can see a little bit of a glint. But who could have foreseen this? These are the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops in the... I don't know why I was going to say in the shade. There's no shade. They're just dewdrops. Oh, but no. So I had to work this past Tuesday. Which, rude. I went in early. I didn't even ask if I could go in early because I know I was going to get the... Yeah, I wasn't even going to get a response. I was going to get a thumbs up reaction to my text. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. You know, I'm there. I'm doing my pre-orders. Store opens, blah, blah, blah. Truck gets delivered. We did not need a truck. And even the manager was like, yeah, I don't... She's like, something got messed up because you do not need this many cookies and you don't even have my order this time around. I'm like, oh, great. But she had originally texted me like a little after we opened. She's like, oh my god, hey, I don't know if you saw. I didn't see her text because I was importing clips and I don't get texts when I'm doing that. She's like, I don't know if you saw, but you have all these orders. Do you need me to send someone in? I'm like, girl, I'm done. Like, I've been done. Like, the 450 pack, that got done the day before because it's physically impossible otherwise. And, like, the 275 packs, done. And I'm halfway through the 300. She's like, oh! She's like, you're on top of everything like a boss. I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm like, I don't... Because she was going to send someone from her store to help with the orders. I'm like, I don't need help with the orders. I'm like, do you think you can send someone to help with the truck? Because I didn't trust the kid who was scheduled to finish the order properly because he messed me all up last week, and I also didn't trust him to put the truck away. She's like, yeah, she's like, I wouldn't trust him either. I'm like, oh. I'm like, girl, you're the one who hired him. She never sent anybody. And then I'm gonna go in with the Kulfi Double Life Serum Primer. Love this stuff. Yeah, no, so she never sent anybody, and I'm like, okay, rude. And I told the kid, I'm like, hey, this is how we're gonna do it, this is how we've always done it, we're just gonna toss the cases down the stairs because we're not taking 190 trips up and down the stairs. So, you know, I'm like, do this. I'm like, literally just start stacking things on top of the same boxes. So I'm like, if there's a sugar cookie, don't stack it with chocolate chunks, so on and so forth. Like 3 boxes in, he's like, oh my god, we don't have space. I'm like, oh my god. So I had to go downstairs and put the truck away. She did come to take some of it, so I'd say 70, between 60 and 70 boxes I put away. And then funny story. The next night, one of the drivers, he put the truck away before. The worst thing ever. Like, even the manager was like, don't let him do this ever again, like in the group chat. He's like, oh my god, who put the truck away? I'm like, well, I didn't. And I'm like, well, the manager said it looked okay, and there's only so much space in the freezer. And then the morning after that, I go in and I'm like, why was he complaining about the state of the freezer when nothing got restocked upstairs? I'm like, why were you upstairs? Why were you in the freezer then? If nothing got brought up. And like, I didn't want to say it, but I'm like, oh, well, I know where everything is, and that's mostly what matters, because I'm the one who knows most of the restocking. Which, again, I didn't say that. I was also kind of off an edible when he texted, so I was like trying not to say that. But I'm like, you only proved my point. I hate him. He's stupid. I've also only ever seen him consume 3 Filet-O-Fish in a Coke. Like, that's not like, he'll come in like a little early to a shift with a bag of McDonald's and a Coke. The only thing that's ever in the bag is 3 Filet-O-Fish. I'm like, you're disgusting. And then I have a bad feeling this is not going to be my shade. This is from Benefit Cosmetics. This is the POREfessional foundation in 2N Mighty. Weird, okay. But you know, when this first got released, I saw, that is so yellow. This also smells like paint. Jesus Christ. If this is one of the best formulas ever, I'm gonna cry, because what kind of color is this? It's fine. I can make this work. I can make this work. Because when this first got released, I saw Lynn's makeup looks with the Kulfi primer actually, and I was like, oh my god, that looks fantastic. I'm sorry. I would like it to be known that this is what the Sephora app matched me to, and like, oh my god, it smells so bad. I'm breathing through my mouth, and yet I can taste it. But I had swatched this when I was in New York in July, and I was like, oh, I'm like, this looks a little yellow, but it could just be Sephora lighting. And then Sephora had a 20% off. It was either 20 or 20% off if you use Afterpay, and I went, oh, well, you know. And I think this foundation was on sale anyway, so I'm like, I'm really just... But this is so getting returned. Again, if this is the nicest formula ever, I'm gonna cry. And this is the second lightest shade. The shade lighter than this is cool toned, but if a neutral is looking this yellow, I may need to get the cool toned. At least a sample of it. But like, it looks very nice. And I know that's partially from my skin prep, but like, girl, what is this? But I remember swatching, I'm like, okay, this looks like a little yellow, but like, tone depth, it's fine. And then the other neutral shade was 4N, I think, the next one. And that was like peach and like dark as hell. So I'm like, eh. But again, this is... It's fine. I have a haircut tomorrow that's near Sephora, so I can return this. Like, surprisingly, it doesn't look so bad once it's blended out. But like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Also, I apologize if you hear noises coming from downstairs. I think there's a football game on, and my brother's watching it because it's very rambunctious down there. But I'm gonna go in with the Natasha Denona Hy-Glam concealer in the shade N0.5. But no, I do have a haircut up tomorrow, so if I leave the house early enough, I can return that first and foremost, because there is no way. No way. But like I said, I have a haircut, and oh my god, my bangs are so long right now. But I keep telling myself that I'm like, oh my god, I'm just gonna wait until, you know, my appointment. That way they can incorporate them into my hair if need be. But like, it is so bothersome. Like, it is like, the past 3 days, I'm like, this is awful. Like, they're so long. They're not supposed to be like this. They're a totally different shape than they usually are because of it. And I'm like, again, tomorrow at 2:45. But there's a Sephora literally like not even a 5-minute walk. So if I'm back from our usual Monday morning shenanigans, I will return that first and foremost before going to my haircut. And I'm really hoping that they do something with my hair that gives it like a little bit of texture and shape that doesn't require me needing to style it, because I can't style my hair to save my life. I have a hot brush, can't figure out how to use it properly. I have like rollers that I mostly use for my bangs. Like, I can figure it out eventually, but like I just have so much hair that it's just so time consuming if I were to actually try to do my hair. And I did have a hair roller, curling iron. Used it once and I bent my hair and I'm like, we're not doing this. Like, it's not happening. Really, it's not. But I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Contour in the shade Gentle. Try not to use too dewy of a product with this base. Like, again, it looks fantastic. This color is whack. But today's the last day of the last 20% off coupon, and like, I want to use it so badly, but I have nothing I need to buy. But I was thinking about possibly just getting a few like travel size perfumes and trying them out. And I had the brief thought of going into Sephora yesterday, but I'm not going into Sephora on a Saturday, 2 Saturdays before Christmas. I'm like, it's just not happening. I'm like, you can't pay me to get into a Sephora on a Saturday afternoon anyways, but like, again, 2 Saturdays before Christmas while there's an active coupon? No. No, it's just, like, you can't. I will never hate myself enough. Like, I did it once, and it was at the mall, which is even worse, because like, it's like the nice mall in Boston, and it's the Prudential Center. I'm like, we're not. I'm like, this was evil. So you can't even say like, ooh, that warmed up the skin. Because I am warm-toned right now. Derogatory. Like, ugh. I don't know. I don't know what the Sephora shade matching tool thought I was. But it's not this color. I can tell you that much. But like, also now my hair washing routine is messed up. Because I washed it on Friday night. And again, my hair's gonna get washed tomorrow morning because of the haircut. So if I don't wash my hair tonight, it's gonna be too dirty. But if I wash it tonight, it's gonna be way too clean. So dilemma. And then, ironically, with the Rare Beauty brush, I'm gonna go in, oh god, this is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in the shade She's That Girl. Also, I saw that he released lip balms. I know that they're probably the better selling shades, but why are they the same 5-6 shades that everyone else is already releasing? His are also like very like baked good centric, like scent wise, and I hate, I'm saying it on TikTok, I'm like, I hate lip products that smell like baked goods. Like, there's one that's salted caramel. I hate salted caramel, like fake salted caramel scents, because they can very often border on like coffee scents, and I'm like, that's disgusting. And like, if I want a scented lip product, I want something fruity or just undiscerningly sweet. Like, you know that it's something sweet scented, but like, there's nothing like specific about it that you can like pick out. Like, I love my Ola Henriksen lip balm. It's strawberry scented. I don't have the creme brulee scent. I have the citrus sunshine, and then I have something in my eye. And then I have the limited edition pomegranate one. See a common theme? Fruit. This is where my brother would be like, oh, it's because you're fruity. And like, I hate him, but I love it when he does that because I'm like, I can't even be mad at you. I'm like, you're right, but at what cost? It's funny, usually when I do greens, like, I know this is kind of chartreuse green, but like usually I do like peach. Not kind of pink. But who am I? Who am I? And then I'm just going to do the tiniest bit of the powder on top, like tiny, tiny, tiny. I know I never set my face when I do this, but it's just so useless. Like 3 seconds of powder is not gonna mess up the rest of my makeup. Again, especially because this is coming off in less than an hour anyways, because I am gonna try to squeeze in another look, because since I didn't do a look yesterday. I know, scandalous, scandalous. I should not have done that, but I was just so tired. But I want to get the rest of this year's looks done before Christmas. So, fingers crossed, probably won't happen. Like, I might do a look when I get home tomorrow. I'm definitely doing a look on Tuesday, I have to. But this is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Buttermelt highlighter in the shade Bread and Butter. But no, in my Sephora order, I also got one of the Niacinamide foils and then a Urban Decay eyeliner. It's like a shimmery beige. It's like Faux Dough, I think it's called. I don't have like a lot of beige, like waterline eyeliners, especially something shimmery, so it's just a little bit of, I just have a bad feeling it's going to be darker than my waterline, and that's where any issues are going to come into play. Because, you know, when you get like a nude waterline eyeliner, it's so your eyes look brighter and more awake. But if I'm gonna be, it's gonna be darker than my eyes, it's just gonna make me look weird. So I'm like, fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. It probably will, but fingers crossed. Alright, I'm pivoting a little from my original lip combo, but it's fine. This is from Makeup Forever. This is the Artist Color Pencil in Wherever Walnut. I know. I know. Ugh, I hate lining my lips. It's where it always goes wrong. I mean, granted, I could also sharpen this, but like, that's so much effort. It really, really is. And then I'm gonna blend this out and flick it down a little, just so there's a little color on my actual lip, because I have a plan. Might not be a good one, but there's a plan. And then this is from When Beauty by Serena Williams. This is the Start in Line Peptide Infused Lip Liner in the shade Ascend. It's supposed to be a neutral taupe. I'm just going to use it for like a little definition. Boys and their sports. Again, I'm assuming football. I don't know if it's football season. No, it is, because there's some college football thing going on at Fenway Park, and my father's like, oh, you know, get you 2 tickets if you have someone to go with you. And Jack's like, oh no. Jack, my brother's like, oh no. And I'm like, I don't like him enough to offer that. Like, I already had to go to his lacrosse games, and like, lacrosse at least moves. Football? That's like an 8-hour endeavor. In the cold, outside. I'm just going to use the tiniest bit of the Patrick Ta blush just to get a little color onto my lips. Get where the lip liner didn't blend out. Again, I just want a little base for what I'm about to put down. And then this is also from Kaleidos. This is the Glassload Lip Melt in the shade Cypher. You actually get to choose the compartment color this comes in. I chose like kind of greenish because this is translucent, but it has green reflex in it. So I figured hee hee ha ha, and that's why I wanted to use it with this. So It reminds me of the Fenty one that I have, but it's not super glossy. It also smells like peppermint. Derogatory. But I figured if I got it in a slightly different color, I would actually force myself to use it. But I might place another Kaleidos order with new eyeliner shades and maybe another one or two of these, because they do have like some regular neutral shades, but they also have this in like a blue, and I don't have my favorite blue lip gloss anymore because it's discontinued, like pre-pandemic discontinued, expired. So I'm like, 3-ish years, sure. Over 5 years, maybe not. But I need to go not put on some lashes. I need to go fix my bangs, and I will be back in a second. Alright, and this is the finished look. I know it's not like a super intense or that interesting of an eye look. I just want to play with the eyeliner, and like I said, that formula of the eyeliner is so smooth and buttery, and it's also very budge proof, so I can't wait to figure out how to get this off. Makeup remover. I'll be fine, hopefully. I kind of love how this looks. Again, just the stupid evil foundation, because like I made it work, but like that thing was yellow, and I'm like, I can't justify it, and it smells like paint. That's my main issue. Even if the shade match was fine, it smells like paint, and it still smells like paint on my face, despite the fact that there's peppermint scent coming from my lips. So, but yeah, see what I mean by my bangs being like way too long? Like, but again, figure keep them so they can do what they need to. But yeah.